What's going on, guys? I just want to have another car talk. So in this one, I want to talk about how my faith has been affected by social media, or how my faith has affected other people on social media or my business, things like that. Just kind of give you guys a little bit of a better perspective, to try and a little bit of a better focus here. All right, so as many of you know, I am a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe He died for my sins on the cross. And I like to share that. I like to express it. I don't like to hide it. And my company is a Christian-based company. Now, I don't shove it down people's throats. I'm not saying, hey, you need to follow Jesus, otherwise you're going to hell. I don't do that. But I do tell people about Jesus, and I do spread the word. But I do it in like a loving and impactful way, and I show them how Jesus has blessed me and how Jesus can bless them as well. Now, I will say that in the beginning, I wasn't about sharing my faith, or I was kind of self-conscious about it. I always thought, well, what other people think? They'll unfollow me if they know that I'm a Christian, because today we live in a crazy world, and a lot of people don't like the things that Christians do. Even though I don't express any concerns or anything about any like really big topics. So like, I don't talk about abortion, I don't talk about people being gay, I don't talk about any of that stuff. And like, I have my opinions, but I don't ever really express it. Maybe I need to. That'll kind of weed out the ones who are totally against me and bring in the people who believe in what I believe in. Right now, that isn't where I am. I believe in just letting people know Jesus and how He can help them. But I've lost followers, I've lost business, because people saw that I was a Christian, and they said, I do not want to support this guy because this is what he believes. They just kind of like put me in this stereotypical bubble just because I was a Christian. They thought, oh, well, this is how he feels about this is how he votes, I don't like this guy. Even though I'm one of the nicest people in the world, and I'm super friendly to everybody, it doesn't matter if you're like a transgender person, for example, and you come to me for advice. I'm going to give you solid advice that I would give to anybody else. So that isn't a reason that people unfollowed me or didn't buy or whatever, but just because I'm a Christian, they said, okay, this guy is freaking nutbag. And now, when I started my business, I went right off the back and said I want this to be a Christian-based business. I always send a Bible verse to everybody, because this is one way that I can potentially spread the word. So one of my favorite stories was Tim Tebow when he played in the NCAA championship game. He wrote, was it John 3:16 underneath his eyes? And on that day, millions of people looked up that Bible verse just because he put that underneath his eye. So I put the same Bible verse on every single note that I send out to the people whenever they buy. And it is, I think it's Hebrews 12:11, and basically it just says that no discipline seems pleasant at the time, but later you will reap the reward. Not those exact words, but that's pretty much what it says. And the whole goal of that one there is to be like, I didn't know the Bible said that. That way people would be a little bit more interested in the Bible, because some people have never opened a Bible and they think that literally it's all hate, which it's not. It is 100% not that. So if you never opened the Bible, I strongly suggest you do. But I do have a lot of people who have followed me still, who are on the total opposite end of things, political wise. Maybe, I don't know, I have a bunch of gay guys that follow me. Nothing wrong with that. I have tons of gay friends, and I never really expressed what I believe or anything like that with them. Like, they know I'm a Christian, but they never said, is this okay with you? Because honestly, it doesn't freaking matter, because it's their life. As long as I get them to know Jesus, that's all that matters. So like, on my personal page, when I first started posting on social media about respiratory therapy, I was super, super nervous to even post anything about Jesus. Didn't even want to mention his name, even though I was already a born-again follower at this point. I was baptized and all this, but I was so worried about what my followers would think, and I let it affect my relationship with God. And I let this affect me with a lot of things. It wasn't just my relationship with God. I always thought, what would my followers think? Will my followers think this? Will they think that if I post this? I can't post this because it's going to upset them. I can't post that because it's going to upset this person. And honestly, no matter what you post, you're going to have haters. You're going to have people that don't like what you post. One of my favorite quotes was by Steve Jobs, and he says that if you want to make everybody happy, sell ice cream. And even in today's world, you can be selling ice cream and you're not going to make everybody happy, because that's just the world we live in. So therefore, you need to find your niche and post what they would like to see, what they want to see. So if your niche is Christian men, focus on Christian men. If your focus is on pride, go ahead and focus on pride. I'm not telling you what to do, what not to do, but you need to find your niche and don't try to please everybody, because I promise you that I'm not someone who supports pride or is all for it. And if I see you posting pride stuff over and over again, I'm probably going to unfollow you just because I don't want to see that stuff. Just my opinion, but that's why it's important to find your niche. And I promise you, you will find people who are all about pride, and you will get those people to follow you and support you. But anyway, I just want to come on here and share my experience with being a Christian and posting on social media. I have noticed that a lot more people are sharing their faith on social media and have come to Christ. Now, a lot of them are very new and they're just kind of getting their feet wet, which is awesome. And I pray that they continue down this path and they just learn how great God is and how they can just continue to grow with Him. And they learn that all of His blessings all the blessings come from Him. All the negative stuff will come from Him as well. God gives and takes away. But if you guys have any questions at all about your faith, I'm no expert by any means. However, I can definitely share my experience. I can talk on my behalf and what I've experienced, why I believe in Jesus Christ, things like that. When I was growing up, I went to church, but it was like a once a month type of thing. So, I mean, take it as it is. I wasn't like super into my faith when I was younger, but I would say when I met my wife, my faith really grew, and like I started attending her church on a weekly basis rather than like a every or once a month basis. So it was a weekly basis. Sorry, I'm trying to mess with this camera here, but and that, I would say that's when I really grew my faith. And then after that, I'd say about 3-4 years, I got baptized. And then I just kind of kept growing, and I kept seeing the signs of God and Him showing me He was real. And honestly, I have no doubt in my mind that He isn't real, and that I would tell someone to not believe in Jesus, because I've seen the way He works. I've seen the miracles. And I go to a Pentecostal church, which believes in like the Holy Spirit as well. The Holy Spirit is alive and He lives within us. He lives within the place that we're at. And honestly, I've seen the Holy Spirit move. I've seen crazy things, which is just awesome. So something that I believe in as a person who goes to a Pentecostal church is that we can speak in tongues, which is a gift from God. So if you have no idea what this is, it's basically when people speak gibberish. Blah, blah, blah. It sounds really weird, but they speak in gibberish or in tongues, and then someone else will interpret it. So I was at a festival once, and this white dude, just started speaking in tongues, and this Indian lady just started bawling, and she said that this guy is talking exactly to me about my son. I was just like, wow, that's crazy. Or I've heard other stories that I haven't personally experienced, but where like people were preaching, and then they preach on this one topic, for example, that they have no idea why. So the one was like a yellow crayon, this guy that I listened to, and he's like, I had no idea why God just kept telling me to preach about this yellow crayon, and then someone in the crowd had like a story, like a hard, one of those stories that hit hard about a yellow crayon. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he was like, that was just like a God thing. It was like the craziest thing. And I've experienced so much of that in my own life, and I've just seen and heard way too many stories, and honestly, it's awesome. So if you guys have any questions at all about growing in your faith, please let me know, because I have also helped a ton of people with the business, and that was one of my main goals with the business, is to help bring people to Christ. And I've done that several times, which is awesome, and that is ultimately the goal, and that's something that wants to keep me posting on social media. It wants me to keep sharing the business and just sharing His name, because I know how great God is, and if I can have someone else experience that, it makes it all worth it. Anyway, if you have any questions or anything, please reach out. Please let me know. Anyway, keep doing what you're doing. Be the 1%.